Welcome, everybody. This is After the Scandal. We are doing episode 4. I'm filling in for Lachelle tonight. She has the night off. She's getting ready for a big production this weekend. So I have the chore of sitting in and being the host tonight. I've got a great panel with me to discuss tonight's show. Let's kick things off and say hello to Morgan. Morgan, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. You are turning into a regular, and we really appreciate it because you're on the East Coast, so you have to stay up a little bit later than we do to do this show, so we really appreciate you being here. Thanks.
All right. Scandal's okay.
Yeah. And then we've got Kevin with us. Kevin, what's going on, dude?
Hello. How are you, sir?
It sounds like you didn't enjoy tonight's show. Is that the case?
I did not. I have one comment about the whole episode tonight.
That's awful because this is a 20-minute show, so you got to come up with a little bit more than one comment. But let's get started. I do want to say this is After the Scandal. This is live on Slice Network. We do this every single week. We're immediately after Scandal. I think we're 10 minutes past due, so my team is going to scream at me. I'm sorry, but we were having some sound issues. But let's get started. Right off the top, we see Jake and Olivia almost end. I thought they were going to be done for a minute. And then we kind of get this whole conversation about Olivia's dad, Eli Pope, and the control that he has. And Olivia's like, I'm done with you, Jake, because my dad has too much power. Morgan, what'd you think about that?
I think it's just classic Olivia trying to fix everything again. And I think that we started to see her actually losing her ground tonight. So I think she's kind of a little off her rocker right now. She doesn't really know what's going on and how to manage everything right now.
Yeah. She's definitely trying to figure out if she should end it. She's trying to stay away from her dad. She's trying to avoid anything that her dad is touching. I see that, but then it's just getting messy because she's cutting off people that she's in love with, and it's getting messy. Kevin, what did you think about that? What do you think about her being confused on leaving Jake alone? Now he's in the picture because he's showing up with Huck and the Huck situation. What do you think about this, Kevin?
I think that I'm glad that he talks some sense into her and let her know that no matter if he's your dad or not, he's trained to kill. He will kill to get his way. It doesn't matter who you are. I mean, they barely have a relationship. Their relationship is for play anyway. That's a little bit of normal he has to his life is Olivia, because that's his biological daughter. So he has to have some type of enjoyment of life. You know, he has that on Sundays where he can just escape from killing people and being a total psycho and having dinner with his daughter. But Jake is trying to help Olivia and tell her that, your dad's crazy. But sometimes I think Olivia's head been banged too much on the headboards because she done been in too many beds, and I think a little of the damage to, the top of the head has, made her not as smart anymore. I think she needs to take it easy on the D, just a little bit.
Well, you know what? I think Olivia has moments. She has slow moments. I think Michelle hit on this last week. I think she does some. I mean, she's human. So she does some things. You'd be like, why would you do that? But then there's some moments where she's had full control of the situation. But go ahead, Morgan.
I think that we're in the third season?
Yeah, third. Yeah.
Third season, and we're just now getting to see Olivia trip up, multiple times in one episode, even in a season.
Right.
So I don't know if it's that she's having slow moments. I just think that everything she's tried to do to kind of keep things compartmentalized, everything she's tried to do to keep things set and keep on top of everything is all starting to come together. Everybody knows each other. Fitz knows her dad, So I think that she's tripping up because the work that she's done so far to keep everything neat and clean is all starting to get blur lines. blurred lines.
Yeah, and I think that's a really, really good point, Kevin. Morgan was basically saying that, you know, this not often we see, especially in earlier seasons. Olivia was pretty much perfect, and so we're seeing her trip up multiple times in one show, and that is kind of weird to see that. I got somebody in the chat room that says, "I'm sure Morgan is happy to see Olivia and Jake together." LOL.
Yes.
I don't. Did you see that comment? That's great. Open up the chat room for anybody that's watching and chat with us. I'm going to be looking at this all throughout the show and giving your comments and putting them on the air. So this is great.
I still don't trust Jake as much as I think everyone else does, because they, like Olivia said, they don't just let you go. How did you get out? What did you agree to? So he's still under the government. So I believe he still has something up his sleeve, and I still don't trust him.
Well, let's talk about trust. Let's talk about trust really, and let's jump into that, because clearly he's a part of this whole Operation Remington. Fitz is definitely hiding something that's very, very big. There's this big controversy surrounding this operation. You know, this Navy hero that he took care of and got his funeral arrangements taken care of. Morgan, what's your predictions on that? What are you thinking Fitz is hiding that big to act so weird lately?
Well, so what we have, I think, is that Fitz was on that plane. The man who was killed by Huck was on that plane in command. It was either on that plane or had something to do with that plane. So either it was something dealing with terrorism, somebody was murdered, somebody, maybe weapons of mass destruction, something, probably weapons of mass destruction, since, you know, this is about like George Bush's term, but they all are in deeper than defiance, deeper than him killing that old lady. It's something deep.
Okay. Kevin, same question for you. There was a moment where Fitz starts to really think about the past. He's starting to think about what happened, you know, back during this operation, and he even with Mellie, he took up for Mellie, and that we don't always see that. We rarely see that. I think there's maybe one or two times we've seen that out of the whole run of this show. He must have did something big. I mean, his direct line was, you know, we all make mistakes or whatever, and, you know, grabbed her hand. What do you think about that, Kevin?
He don't love her. They both got stuff up their sleeve. Anytime they do something that shows affection or that they care, it's always because they have something up their sleeve. Because, okay, Cyrus was fussing at her about, what was it he was fussing at her about, the comment? No.
Yes.
Yeah, the mic that picked up.
Oh yeah,
her.
the comment or whatever, which could, you know, mess up and destroy her image. It could destroy her whole opportunity of becoming president, all kinds of stuff. So he could have been just trying to make it seem like he cared, but shut Cyrus up because he had a different plan on how he wanted to make her feel about the situation or have the situation come out. And I just don't think they're just a waste of time because they don't love each other. They always have a plan. Especially because he be catching up with her these days. Like last time he laid on her lap and he told her that, you know, that was fake or whatever. I mean, so he ain't stupid because Millie, she usually catch him up, but now he's been catching her up. So anytime they try to show affection, I just okay, y'all just playing each other, wasting my time.
But but Kevin, don't you think tonight was a little bit different? Because he wasn't like showing affection. Normally, I would agree with you, and I would say he normally is showing affection to get something or to you know, some scheme that they're trying to play. But wasn't this a little bit different? I mean, he's really feeling guilty about something, and don't you think he's just kind of you know, that guilt is just kind of eating him? And wasn't that scene about that?
Yeah, he could be like you said. Wow, I totally missed your question. He could be thinking about what he did. And he wants to show that everybody needs forgiveness. Because it's very interesting that the other guy has a tattoo as if he was the pilot, and Fitz was actually the pilot. So Fitz did something, but they put it on the other guy Or oh, is that why they were paying him?
I don't know.
Because remember, Olivia's dad was bringing him money. He was like, "You can take last month's money. It's still over there." So I wonder if they're trying to still pay him for taking the fault of whatever Fitz did in the past.
Right. That's what I was. I forgot about that, but I did think about that when it was happening. Okay, what are they paying him to be quiet for? Morgan, what do you think about all of this? Because normally when we're watching Scandal, there's two stories going on. There's two things that are happening. There's the backstory, that main story that is traveling from season to season. It's just kind of evolving, and then there's like that Law and Order or CSI situation that the team saves the day, or the team works on a case. The new client. Morgan, what did you think about the main story with this Fitz and this operation? I mean, I know you're saying that you think it may be some terrorist situation or weapons. Fitz is really acting strange, right?
Right. I just wanted to say I agree that with Kevin that they don't love each other. But I think what took place in that moment, the reason Millie got so mad and stormed out was because she was receiving this moment of affection, but Fitz didn't even know he was giving it to her. He was zoned out. So he gave it as a natural instinct, because that's just who he is, at the core of who he is. And I mean, it was evident in him going to the funeral as well. So I think that he does have a lot of guilt on his mind, and he's preoccupied with what's going on. I don't know if he's in that mentality of everyone deserves a second chance, but I do think that there's just something going on, and whatever took place took him to a space that he was in before he was a president and before all of this scandal really broke out, and really is touching back into who Fitz was before all of this glitz and fame. Fitz is glitz came to be. So I think that whoever that guy is, he did care about him, I think, or if he didn't care about him, they were involved in something where they had to take care of each other, and he feels a sense of responsibility or accountability. Him and Command doesn't have any friends,
right?
So I don't know what. I don't think that he's friends with Command, but something about that situation struck him.
Right.
Because he could have just went to the funeral and not arranged for this grand, federal, affair.
And called him a hero, and said, this is an American hero. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm gonna play a clip. I talked about before I asked that question. The Gladiators, they're back. I guess they couldn't pay the light bill. They needed some clients. So we finally get a client, and we're going to roll a clip of just them starting that whole, like I said, that Law and Order moment where they're solving a case. Let's play that clip.
Senator Richard Myers, by day he represents the great state of Washington and our nation's highest legislative body. By night, he's a perving, sexting, pervy perv who uses the handle Redwood Johnson.
Gross.
Say the thing again. We need the money.
We need the money.
We need the money.
We need the money.
Right, okay, we need the money. We've had worse clients, I think. Haven't we?
Pics of his junk aren't the problem. It's the welcome recipient, Miss Desiree Oak. She saved them all. Tried to use them to blackmail the senator and ended up murdered.
Bludgeoned to death. The weapon was never recovered, but the senator's prints were found all over Desiree's apartment.
What were you doing at her apartment, Senator?
I went to talk to her, try and get some of those photos back, resolve this mess. Was I upset? Sure. But I did not so much as lay one finger on that girl.
Were there any other women you engaged in this sort of relationship with?
No, it was just one stupid little trifle. That's it.
And as the record shows, he was home at the time of the murder.
And you'd be the one to testify to that, Mrs. Myers?
Yes, absolutely.
Shelley Myers, the senator's alibi.
She's a doting mother, partner at a law firm, all-round upstanding citizen. If she's still supporting him after everything he's put her through...
He must not be guilty.
That's the message we're sending.
All right. So, that's the Gladiators back in action. When they get busy, they just get busy. They all start talking quick. They all start throwing in their input. They all come from different angles. Morgan, don't you like to just see them back at work? Isn't that nice?
I do, but they're getting a little rusty.
They get a little rusty?
Rusty. Their cases are not very exciting, and It's just it's rough. They really must be on a pay cut or something.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a recession, so I don't know.
Yeah. Kevin, how do you feel? I mean, when they get a client and they get right back at the work, what do you think about that? How do you feel when you see the Gladiators back at work doing all the stuff they do?
It just proves more and more that they don't have a life outside of their job. So when they get a client, it's almost like life comes back to them, and they get moving and they actually become active. And although I wish they had a life, I still like it though.
Yeah.
They need the money, so.
Right, they need the money. Clearly, the big line was we can pay the light bill. Now we can pay some bills. So let's get back to work.
Get paying the bills. Give me my money.
Right. I've got two more topics. I want to talk about Quinn and Huck. I want this to be quick, but Morgan, this relationship, this situation, Huck's taught her a whole lot how to hack, and Quinn is almost like a mini Huck now. How do you feel about this situation, this back and forth, this cat and mouse? How do you feel about that?
Quinn is a wannabe Huck, and she will never be Huck. She's really getting irritating. She just, it seems like she just doesn't know who she is. She just latching on to whatever comes her way, Huck is outgrowing her, so I think that at first he kind of really liked, having this mentee and having somebody under his wing, but she's becoming a liability, and she's just messy. She doesn't get it, and it's really irritating because she's responsible for helping other people get their lives together and fixing other people's lives, but she's just really messy, and she's gonna mess up soon, I think.
She's doing a lot of digging. Kevin.
She's doing the most.
The most digging. Kevin, what do you think about Quinn and Huck?
I believe Quinn one day is going to get herself back in the situation she doesn't want to be in.
Yeah.
After she comes to her senses, because she's like a kid that you tell not to do something, and she goes and do it.
Right.
It's like, and Huck is trying to tell her to stop asking questions, stop following me, stop, doing all these things that could potentially get your life on the line. Yeah. But she doesn't care. She just wants to know. She's hungry. She's bored. She's hyper. I think she has ADHD, something, because she just doesn't stop. Yeah. And it's like, girl, you're not ready for that life, and she thinks she's about that life, but she's really not.
And it's funny if you really think about it. And people in the chat room, Ahmad is asking questions. Throw out some questions. I've got people that are saying that they're annoyed with Quinn.
Yes.
Quinn is so unnecessary. That's from Ebony. Thanks for watching, Ebony. Quinn's that is her personality. So the writers they've kept that consistent because she's always been digging. Always, and she's always digging at the right or the wrong thing, the thing that's gonna put her life on the line. So it's crazy. I guess everybody is annoyed with Quinn because the chat room is like, move on. We don't even want to hear her name. I gotta shout out Isaiah and Xavier. They're watching. Thanks, gentlemen, for watching. We appreciate you. So let me see. Yeah, the chat room is kind of going too quick now. So the last topic I want to talk about is Eli Pope and Fitz. The scene ends with those two. They're meeting again. So what does that mean? What's your predictions on that, Morgan?
I think that it goes back to this pilot situation. I think that it's interesting because Cyrus and Eli are in this Remington group, and then the president is in this whole other thing with this pilot situation, and so it has something to do with whatever dummy mission they went on with this dead White House runner. So it's of course we're not gonna know for a very long time,
right?
Because that's just how it goes. But yeah. Eli is in every single thing. He is really a lot.
Yeah.
He's a lot.
Kevin, what do you think about that? Do you think Eli Pope was a part of this Navy mission? Do you think because he already knows Fitz, They clearly know each other personally. What do you think? What are your predictions?
I believe he does. I believe he has some type of involvement. What it is, I'm not sure. But the way everybody was shocked to see the president up in that joint got me interested in why he can't walk through that building without people, being surprised that he's there.
Right.
That he's the president.
Right.
And but yeah, I think something's about to be uncovered, and they both know, and they're a little bit not scared, but a little bit on edge about it, so they need to work something out.
Morgan, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I also think that Fitz doesn't know that he's command, or maybe Cyrus doesn't know that Fitz doesn't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Cyrus doesn't know that Fitz does know that he's command, because Fitz tried to get some stuff worked out before, and Cyrus said that there was just certain things. Well, when he was trying to get Jake released, and he said that there was just certain things, certain parts of the government that are just not controlled by anybody. So somebody thinks they know something that they don't in that situation. So I don't know yet.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see. People in the chat room are asking, where's Lachelle? She has the night off. She will be back next week, I promise. I'm sorry, I'm not as good as Lachelle. I normally run the boards. So I had to bring in some students to help run this board. Y'all want to switch to a camera so I can say hi? We got some of the students. There's Chris. What's going on, Chris? He's doing my job right now, and he's a high school student, so we appreciate that. Thank you, Chris.
All right now.
Yes, thank you, Chris. Okay, I want to let you guys do your plugs and shout out anything that you want to shout out, any projects you're working on before we wrap up. Morgan, do you have anything?
Is there a character of the show tonight?
Oh, a character of the week.
Character of the week?
A character. Who should be character of the week? Let me think. Character of the week. Character of the week. Any ideas? Any suggestions?
Character of the week.
I would make that Fitz. I would make. I don't know. I would make that either Fitz or.
I agree with that.
I would make
it Huck.
You would make it Huck. Huck.
Yeah.
Let's go with Huck. Let's go with Huck.
Huck is trying to get his life together.
Yeah.
He need a couple of more weeks.
Back in AA meetings. He's. I don't know if he's back killing full time now or if this is just on a contract basis. But let's give it to Huck. Huck is our character of the week, folks. I almost forgot that. Thank you, Morgan. And somebody in the chat room said Jake. Nah, not yet. Not yet.
Jake.
Somebody said the wife. Not quite. I don't know which wife that is. If that's Mellie, that's a no. And I hope. Yeah, let's say Huck. Huck is the character of the week. We hope he gets his life together. He's gonna be digging. He's gonna be trying to figure out some answers, and we hope he don't kill Olivia's daddy. So we'll see. All right, I think that's it now. This is why Lachelle's so much better at this. Morgan, anything you want to pitch? Anything you want to?
Sure. You can find me on Facebook at Morgan Breon or Instagram Morgan_Breon, which is BREON.
Yes, go follow her. And then Kevin, anything you want to plug?
No. I'm great.
You're good. Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate you two coming and joining us. And we do Scandal after the Scandal every week, 10 p.m. Central. We're immediately after the show goes off. And this is a recap show on the Slice Network. So tune in next week. The show will be back. And we will be talking after the Scandal.